Which Fed chair would win a knife fight to the death? Email us your answers. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill. One day before the official start of earnings season, kind of quiet on Wall Street today. The Dow Index being almost single-handedly dragged down by Microsoft. More on that in a bit. Joining me in studio today, Morgan Housel and Brian White. Guys, our top story today. Twitter's first quarterly report as a public company will come on February 5th, but analysts are not waiting until then to share their opinions. For the third time in 2 weeks, Twitter's stock got an analyst downgrade. I suppose when you consider what this stock has done, the run it's had in such a short amount of time, not that surprising.
Yeah, it's not. Truly, Chris, it's not. I mean, you start to almost get a feel that analysts are trying to get out in front of this thing, sort of worried about a Facebook repeat. Facebook's first year as a public company was a rough year. Twitter, the expectations just have continued to rise as the stock has went up. And, there's some catalysts to worry about if you're worried about short-term, near-term stock performance. You have earnings coming up. Expectations are high. You got lockup periods ending within its first year. So things could be very volatile for Twitter. And I think after what we've seen with Facebook, this is no surprise.
We saw a photo of CEO Dick Costolo. You have to figure the pressure is on him and his management team for that first conference call.
Yeah, this is one of the greatest products I think I've ever seen invented. But when we're talking about Twitter, the business, Twitter, the stock, that's a different story. And when you have so many users but not a lot of money coming in, there's a lot of pressure on management to figure out how to monetize this incredible product they've built.
You look at this stock dropping the last couple of days, some people say, hey, I'm going to buy on the dip. Do you go that route, or do you think, you know what, let's see how they do on their first quarter results and then jump in?
I mean, I really like the business long term. I love the platform. I think they will be able to monetize it. I think there's a natural ability within the platform to advertise due to its scrolling nature, but I don't buy. I might buy a little, but I'm going to be more patient. I think that there's more downside catalysts in this first year as a public company than there is upside catalysts from here. So I'm going to be patient.
All right,
I like the long term.
All right, let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. Microsoft down on the news that Ford Motor CEO Alan Mulally will not be leaving to become Microsoft's next CEO. So the hunt to fill Steve Ballmer's shoes continues.
Yeah, that's right. Steve Ballmer's been CEO for 14 years. He's on his way out. Everyone's trying to guess who's coming next. We really don't know. Everyone was hoping for Alan Mulally. When Steve Jobs died 2.5 years ago, Motley Fool CEO Tom Gardner said, what Apple should do is take a crazy, ambitious 28-year-old visionary and make him the head. You have someone like Tim Cook to run the business. If Microsoft's CEO was up to me, I'd probably do something like that. Have someone, a visionary product guy running the company, have the adults that are actually running the company's day-to-day operations in the background.
The Container Store's first quarterly results as a public company did not impress investors. Revenue guidance for the full year also came in lower than some were expecting. Were there any bright spots for the Container Store?
I think the bright spots for the Container Store is when you look at leadership, Tip Kendall, and you also look over the ultra long term. They have about 63 stores, and they feel like they have potential to get to 300 plus. The trouble is they only opened two new stores this past quarter, 6 for a full fiscal 2013. So the pace at which that they're going to grow, I feel like the expectations in the stock got way ahead of it.
Herbalife hitting an all-time high after the company was not included on a list of companies that agreed to settle false advertising charges brought by the Federal Trade Commission. I suppose that's good news, but it kind of seems like damning with faint praise.
It's good news, but really the big story with Herbalife is over the last year, hedge fund manager Bill Ackman has been shorting. He had a price target of 0. He's been shorting the stock from about 40
How's that working
50.
out for him?
Not working so well. Started shorting about 40 or 50. The stock is above 80 now. A lot of people have lost more than 100% of their investment if you're shorting the stock. It's a good lesson. Shorting is dangerous. Following hedge fund managers blindly is dangerous as well.
And finally, Yelp on the rise after the stock was upgraded by Morgan Stanley. Shares hitting an all-time high despite the fact that the company has yet to report a quarterly profit ever.
Well, I think with Yelp, that the analysts actually have this right. So I think with Yelp, what you see is an overwhelming large market opportunity that should last for a long time. Think of Yelp in this way. Local businesses spend predominantly most of their money offline advertising. And Yelp is a natural progression as you start to shift your ad dollars online. Yelp is there. They got a very interesting platform, a good lead, and I just think it's going to be a natural progression for a long time, large market opportunity. I like it.
All right, that's going to do it for today's action. Give me a stock I can put on my watch list.
One I'm watching right now is Bank of America. A lot of people are talking about how overvalued the market might be. One of the sectors that's not is banking. A company like Bank of America still trades below book value. The economy is getting better. Loan default rates are still coming down as consumers heal. It's going to be interesting going forward.
All right, Brian, what about you?
Bed Bath & Beyond, they report after the bell. They'll be reporting results up to the end of November, so we won't get December sales, but we'll get the Black Friday sales, and we'll get a little glimpse into retail sales.
All right, for Brian White and Morgan Housel, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.